What is good, Great Gang? We're here today. We're actually out here at this pond. We're going to be doing a catfish catch and cook. Now, I've actually done a catfish catch and cook a little while ago on my channel. I think it's almost 2.5 years ago. But today, we're out here, we're going to do it again. And we're going to fry it really good this time. We have the massive bait tank. Not really massive.
It's not a bait tank.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. It's a live well. It's a homemade redneck live well. It's just a plastic container with water in it. But here's the pond we're going to be getting them from. For bait, we're going to be using just a standard little hot dog bread on a weedless hook. And are you ready for this?
Did you say weedless?
Probably.
It sounded like you said weedless.
I probably did. A weedless wacky hook or weightless. I don't know what I was saying. If I said weedless, I meant weightless. Now, we're not going to try to waste any time here. These fish here are pretty smart, I guess. They understand whenever a piece of bread hits the water, then it's time to eat. We're not going to try to make it any more complicated. I'm just going to take me a hook it through a piece of bread, and go toss it in the water. I really don't think it's going to take very long at all to catch a fish. But we're not out here fishing. We're out here catching. There you go. There's the catfish. Okay, fun fact. Catfish in 2010 was the 7th most popular fish to eat in America. And then in 2017, it was what, the 9th?
Yeah.
So that ain't looking good for a catfish, but it's definitely better than bass. Bass is all the way down at 400,000.
Yep.
But we got us a little catfish. He's not a big one, which doesn't really surprise me because we caught him right in the middle of the day. It's like 3 o'clock exactly, basically. But not a huge catfish, but that's okay because we're not really wanting one. Now I'm going to unhook him, and we're going to head on up to the house. Hook came right out. There's a little catfish. Step 1 of the catch and cook is over. He's not a big one at all. He's probably barely big enough to eat. He's probably a few pounds, probably 3 or 4. Nothing amazing, but he's definitely going to taste pretty good. And he shouldn't be too much food either. Please excuse the lawnmower sounds, but that we can't really change that. While Abram's throwing the rest of the hot dog bun that we didn't use in the pond, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing.
Yeah, dude, what are you doing?
Well, we're going to catch, clean, and cook a catfish. I think I already said that, but I'm just going to tell you again. The main reason for this video is to show some of you guys how easy it is to actually go out and get like extremely awesome fish. Because catfish, they're not extremely hard to catch. They're all over the place. They're like in most ponds that you go to and rivers and lakes. They're in most of those. And they're one of the best tasting fish by far. So today, we're going to show you how to catch them. That's one technique. There's a ton of techniques on how to catch catfish. And then we're going to show you how to clean it and also how to cook it to make it taste like amazing. So anyways, guys, we're going to head on up to the house. Then we're going to start skinning this guy. We're filleting him, however you want to call it. And yeah, we'll see you then. Here is the catfish. It's right here. It is completely dead. What we done was we bled it out. Pretty popular technique for killing fish, I guess. But what we're going to be using today is 2 KG utensils. This one right here, the KG fillet knife. It's actually not out yet, but I'll just tell you, it's pretty awesome. Coming pretty soon, too. And then we're going to be using the KG pliers. These are actually out. So the first thing, we're going to want to skin this guy. Catfish don't have scales. They actually have skin. So they're a little bit different than, say, a bass or a crappie or something like that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little slit from about the top of its head down to its belly, but it's not going to be very deep. So here we go with that. I'm just going to come right down through here. Just enough to cut the skin. We don't want to go any farther than just to cut the skin. And if you see this guy try to breathe or something, his reflexes are still going a little bit because he is a fish. Fish tend to do that. And then we're going to come with a cut right through here on the top of the head, going all the way down to the back. Again, just deep enough. Just deep enough to go under the skin. And then that one's going to go all the way back to his tail. Then we're going to come over here on the other side, do the same exact thing. Go from about its top of the head down its body a little bit, and then come from the top of its head again right down its back again. Join me in there. And that's whenever we come in with the pliers. Well, first we actually got to make another cut from here down a little bit. Be sure not to cut too deep right here. Cut too deep at this point, you'll actually pierce the
stomach.
Yeah, and then you'll see whatever you caught it with. This is a pretty small catfish, honestly. from what people usually catch and try to eat. Now we're gonna come out with the KG pliers. Make sure you have a good firm grip on the fish. Be sure to grab its skin and then skin it. There's one piece of skin. Flip it over to the same thing to the other side. Skin it. And now we got to go ahead and fillet it a little bit. I want to tell you right now, I'm not a professional fish skinner. This guy doesn't have much meat on his ribs, so I kind of have to skip over them. That way we're not eating ribs, but here we'll get down. Here's where we're getting the good fish from. See? Not a ton of meat, honestly, but you gotta keep in mind, this also wasn't a big catfish. Like, generally, a catfish you wanna eat, probably gonna be about that big. Probably twice as big as this. But just because this is a smaller catfish, that does not mean at all that we can't eat it. He's still gonna give us plenty enough meat that we need to eat it. But because this guy's ribs are being so difficult today, I'm just gonna come on down. Cut it all the way down, right down to there. Now that right there, guys, that's probably one of the most pitiful fillets you've ever seen.
That can be yours.
Yeah, I'll eat this one. Avery can have that one. There's still a little bit of meat on this guy, but then again, he wasn't really a big catfish to start with, and you kind of got to keep that in mind too. It was honestly probably one of the smaller ones in the pond. And now for this guy, we can just about do anything. We can go throw it out in the yard, throw it over the hill, let a coon eat it, let a possum eat it. I don't know if these chickens would eat it or not. Probably not. But anyways, I'm gonna take care of this thing. Then we're gonna head on inside and we're gonna start cooking it up. Dab.
And now it's time for Cooking with KG.
Hey, welcome to Cooking with KG. Today, we're gonna cook fish. Come on over to my kitchen. Okay guys, welcome to my kitchen. Out here we have a bunch of stuff, but the main ingredient is a stove. But for real guys, I'm gonna show you a little bit about what we're using. If you don't know, my name's Kendall. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a little bit about the tools we're gonna be using. As for the tools, when we have the stove, we have it on about medium heat. For mine, it's about 6 or 5 or whatever. Medium heat should do good. You have your standard little frying pan. Doesn't really matter, just something to cook in. And then we have something over here. In this case, we have a spatula. It's just something to maneuver the actual catfish. And now we're getting away from tools and moving into ingredients. The main ingredient we're going to be using is the catfish. Now you saw us cook it, you watched us clean it, now you're about to watch us cook it. We're going to be putting some regular oil in the pan or whatever you want to call it. This can be any kind of oil. We're just going to use olive oil because, well, I don't know, that's just what I have. We're going to put a little bit of oil in there. You're going to be frying the fish. You got to have enough to where it pretty good fills up the pan. And now we're going to set that down. While we're talking about the rest of the ingredients, we're going to let that heat right there, we're going to let that oil be getting hot. Now the other ingredients, what we're actually going to be battering it in or breading it in, we just have some standard flour. Now sometimes you'll want to mix this with some cornmeal. That usually does good. But today we're just using plain flour, and then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper inside the flour. And I tell you what, Gray Gang, that's what we're about to do right now. But I'm going to go ahead and put some pepper on it. This is just standard black pepper here, and then we're going to come in here with salt and do like the same exact thing. And that too is basically going to be the only spices that we use. You can use other stuff, but in this case today we're not really going to use it, except for this. No, that's for chicken. Never mind, we ain't going to use it. Now I'm going to shake it up and mix up the pepper and salt before I go ahead and put the actual fish in it. So to bread the catfish, we're going to come in here, get the fillet, drop it in the bag, close the bag, and now we're going to shake up the bag. And what that's going to do is it's going to bread the fish extremely well, and you're not even going to have to get your hands messy at all. All the work is in the bag. Then you can mash it in there, of course, make sure everything's good, make sure every part's covered. Over here. And drop it in. Now, fish doesn't take very long to fry at all, so we're going to turn the fan on. This isn't going to take very long. Fish doesn't take long to fry. It's already shrinking. It'll shrink quite a bit too, so you can already see it's shrinking quite a bit, which is good because it cooks in like 3 minutes. So we're going to try to hurry up and get this thing in there as quick as possible so that they can be done around the same time. That should be good. We'll go ahead and pull it out. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
And there we got both pieces of the catfishes now frying. We'll give it a few minutes and then we'll start flipping.
Okay.
the first flip. The little piece is mine. The bigger piece is Abram's. And it did not take very long to cook that at all. Fish usually doesn't. I don't know why. Okay, now the food is actually done. The fish is done. I'm gonna put some ketchup on mine. Abram, do you want ketchup at all?
I sure don't.
Okay, well yours is there. Just don't drink the grease and we'll catch you outside. How about that? Okay, we're actually not outside, we're inside. But go ahead, take your first bite. I don't know if you're gonna have to eat one that small. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. Ooh, I was just thinking. That coon we ate was really good, wasn't it?
It was.
It was good.
The potatoes were gross though.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Go ahead and try the first piece. It is catfish, so it kind of can't be too bad. It's probably...
No, I'm just kidding. Tastes like fish.
Yeah, it's probably what it's supposed to taste like. Is it decent though?
Yep.
Okay, let me try my piece here. First person view of what I'm seeing. Here we go. We're gonna go all the way for this first person. Tastes like catfish. I don't even like catfish, but I mean, it's not that I don't like catfish. It's just that I would much rather prefer a crappie over a catfish. Like if you're asking me, crappie is the best fish you can eat. Catfish, I think catfish is a little soft for me. It is good though. The best part was that it's swimming around 10 minutes ago.
Fresh.
Yeah, this is extremely fresh catfish. He was trying to swim around the frying pan. I had to hit him a few times though. It's always a good thing to actually eat the catch and cook instead of eating one bite and choking out. Yeah. Like usually. I believe that's actually one of the first catch and cooks that, well, it's not the first, but it's one of the very few that I actually finished. Out of all my catch and cooks, the coon was really good. I definitely finished it. The bobcat was pretty good. I didn't finish it because, well, no one would help me eat it because it's a bobcat. And then this fish right here tasted really good. Besides that, I don't think there's been many catch and cooks.
Skunk?
Yeah, no. That was awful.
Wait, did you not finish that one? You dropped it, right?
I think
I don't remember.
yeah, we only got 2 pieces that big. I don't know if there's much finishing it about it. Now this is extreme first person.
Kendall Gray drinking water ASMR.
And so hopefully you watched this video and you were like, wow, that's a whole lot easier than I thought. Because it is. You go out, you catch a fish, you skin it, and if it's a catfish, you skin it. But you fillet it, and then you just come in, fry it in some grease, and you're good. And that was actually really good, too. Also, if you don't know already, we're trying extremely hard as the Gray Gang to grow above 1 million before the end of May. So if you guys out there have any ideas, if you think you can help the Gray Gang grow, go ahead and do it. As I've already said, if the Gray Gang can grow to 1 million before the end of May, I will buy a 50 cal. Kind of insane, but if you guys can get to 1 million, I'll definitely do it. Without further ado, if you want to buy some merch like that shirt he's got on, KendallGray1.com/shop, help support the channel. Yeah, bye.
Thank y'all for watching Kendall Gray. Go down to KendallGray1.com/shop, pick up some of his awesome merch.